Things first, Tyreek Hill weighed in on his former teammates, saying 15 and 87 have to be the greatest duo of all time. First off, Nick, interesting that Tyreek Hill said this.
I thought it was nice.
I did too.
It was.
Yeah.
I thought he might go the other way.
Reunion may be on the horizon.
That they're the worst?
No, I thought he might have said something slick.
No.
Like he was during the preseason, right? All that Tua talk.
Tyreek and Tua, best duo of all time. Super Bowl champion Greg Jennings is here.
What up,
Greg,
Greg?
thanks
Good
for joining us today. Well, I appreciate you spending time with the First Things First family. Nick, do you agree?
That's the best duo of all time.
I think he's in a better mood.
I do. And I think some of our viewers are going to instantly say Montana Rice. And what I would like to either remind them or educate them on is this. Mahomes and Kelce have played more games together than Jerry Rice and Joe Montana did. I think that's shocking because Jerry's numbers are so unbelievable. But you have to remember, Montana was there far before Jerry got there. And then Montana, was hurt and then benched and then left and went to Kansas City, and Jerry just kept on playing. So Montana and Rice played 88 games together. Mahomes and Kelce have played 92 games together. In their games together, they have 7,400 yards, 60 touchdowns, a 118 rating when throwing to Travis Kelce, and 597 catches. So it's 5 years. It averages, it's the most, obviously, completions, yards, and touchdowns of any duo in this span. It averages on a season 1,500 yards, 120 catches, and 12 touchdowns. You add to it, they are the most prolific playoff duo ever. I know it's weird because they're a tight end, but it's better than Peyton Marvin. It's better than Brady Gronk. Yesterday when when we were getting the Gronk argument, it was about Gronk's blocking. That's fine for a who's the best tight end argument. It's not fine for who's the best duo ever. So I do think they have been prolific. They have won. They both might end up the best ever at their positions. I think one of them already is, and Travis will get there. And so, yeah, I think it's the best duo ever.
I'm going with Montana and Rice. All right, and you gave some numbers, but here's the thing. Both of them had Montana and Rice played together 5 years, 86 to 90, right?
Yep.
We got 5 years of Kelce and Mahomes. Mm-hmm. They both won 2 Super Bowls in their 5 years, so that's obviously a wash. Here's the thing, though. In those 5 years, Kelce only led them in receiving twice, right? Like you had Tyreek was there, and obviously this year, 3 times. This was the 3rd time. So when Tyreek Hill was there, I get now, and taking nothing away from Kelce, but it was certainly an argument. Man, is it Kelce and Mahomes, or is it Tyreek and Mahomes? It really was all 3.
Sure.
So you see what I'm saying? He split a little bit of that. And then here's the thing. Rice, in his 5 years with Montana, he led the league in yards receiving 3 times. He led the league in catches 1 time. He led the league in touchdowns 4 times. And he led in yards per game twice. Kelce in the 5 years with Mahomes hasn't led the league in any category.
Yeah, but he's finished top 5
I think
bunch of times.
I think that hurts your case.
Why?
Because Tyreek takes away from what Kelce could have done.
Hey, was he their number 1 option?
It's not even about him being the number 1 option.
But was he?
Obviously, I'm with you on this. I think it is.
Wow.
Mahomes and Kelce. I do.
Was he their number 1 option all 5 years?
No, he was not their number.
So how in the world?
Let me finish.
Jerry Rice is the best receiver ever.
He was Montana's number 1 option. So when in doubt, I got one guy that I'm going to. You have to share the field with another special talented guy in Tyreek Hill. That means you're not going to even get the opportunities that a guy like Jerry Rice was able to get. I'm not knocking what they did. We all respect it. But what these two are doing and have done, and with the guy being on the other side, and you still are putting up these numbers? Are you kidding
me?
me?
Here's the question I would ask.
Even this year, though, he didn't lead the league in those categories.
No tight end has ever led the league in receiving yards. But he has finished. He has 7 1,000-yard receiving yards seasons at that position in a row. No one else has more than 4 total. I do think there is, as far as volume statistics, a little bit of positional. Bias is the wrong word, but we have to recognize that part of it. But here's my question. Because Wild, your point all postseason, and I think you've been correct, has been, why can't anyone guard him?
It's a salient point.
Is Mahomes, Kelce the most unguardable combination ever?
We'll see.
I think it might be.
I like
Doesn't
that
seem like anybody can guard him.
Could anybody guard Jerry Rice?
Well, listen, Jerry Rice is the greatest receiver ever, but I don't know if it helps or hurts him in this discussion that he then put up very similar numbers with Steve Young, that he put up amazing numbers when he was with the Raiders and he was 40 years old. That, to me, your argument almost feels more of a Jerry Rice argument as far as is he the greatest football player
But
of all time.
Montana's, like we talked yesterday about the list. Right now, we both have Brady, Montana, Mahomes. Right now, Montana's the second best quarterback ever. Jerry Rice is the best receiver ever. Travis is.
Yes,
if
but
you want to give him best tight end.
but the thing is, for Brady and for Rice, the reason they are those things is a lot of the stuff they did without the other guy. Montana won 2 Super Bowls before Jerry Rice walked in that door. Jerry Rice added 100 touchdowns after he left Joe Montana. Our argument for Kelce and Mahomes is almost entirely based on what they've done together.
Kelce was really good.
He was really good. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler before Mahomes walked in that door. He was not this, though, I would argue.
Yeah, again, I'm a receiver, and I respect what Jerry Rice has done. Obviously, he's the greatest receiver to ever play the game, in my opinion. But what Travis Kelce has been able to do, like at tight end, like he doesn't
tight end in what it used to be.
Hold on, I don't care about that.
I'm just saying, like
I understand,
he's their number.
This
is the thing.
Wait.
If Jerry Rice was on that team,
when they enter into the huddle, and they call a pass play, he's not in that pass play progression every single time. When Jerry Rice was in that huddle with Joe Montana, and they called a pass play,
that part's
he is
true,
in the route
that
progression
part's true.
every single time. That's all
Let
I'm
me
saying.
ask you
like,
this.
What he's been able to do is just ridiculous.
If Jerry Rice was on the Chiefs
But that's
for the
a
past
different
5
question.
years with Tyreek Hill, who's the number one option?
That's a different question. That is a question about who's the all-time greater player, Rice or
if Kelce is better than Tyreek, why wasn't he the number one option?
Because they don't play the same position.
Because maybe for the past 4 years, maybe the best duo was Tyreek and Mahomes.
No, I disagree.
I don't even know if I'm really convinced that he wasn't the number one option.
He might not have gotten the volume.
He was the most valuable.
It's arguable.
Period.
It's arguable.
They would never trade him.
He was the most valuable.
We have to move on.
You with me?
Yeah, you
Thanks,
crush that.
my man. Thank you. Thank you.
He wasn't the number one option on your own team, but you're best ever. You crushed it. Andy Reid not looking at retirement. And Patrick Mahomes think Kansas City will always be contenders with him at the helm. Here's the coaching QB duo.
Listen, I look in the mirror and I'm old. My heart, though, is young. I mean, I still enjoy doing what I'm doing. I got asked that 50 times here. And finally, I just go, whatever, man. Whatever.
I said it before the year, and I'll always say, as long as Andy Reid's coaching us, we're always going to have a chance. So I'll keep the big guy around a couple more years at least, and we'll try to be back in this game as many times as possible.
I was surprised that this was such a storyline.
Yeah,
this retirement.
Me too.
Where did that come from?
I think Andy explained it because at one point he was asked it, and instead of saying just flatly, I'm coming back, he kind of blew off the question, which then seemed to turn it into a story when there was no speculation that he might be leaving.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know we're asking, if and when he does leave, what does that do to the Chiefs' potential of becoming a dynasty winning championships? So I want to give Andy Reid credit in this regard. I think he's the best offensive mind ever. I think he is ascended to the top of that mountain. I think he's the best modern play designer ever. I don't want to compare him to like Bill Walsh or play design, different stuff, but I think he is the greatest in his era and in certain things and ever in other things. Also, there was a play in the Super Bowl in that final drive that I think shows you the level of game Andy Reid is playing. So all year long on 3rd and short, we have been running a stupid fullback dive that drives me nuts to Michael Burton. And when I saw him on the field here, I was like, you got to be kidding me. It's 4th quarter of the Super Bowl, and one of the reasons we're a bad 3rd and 1 team is, no offense, Michael Burton, but we've been wasting plays with him. And he did it to set that up. I think all year long he was doing it to be able to set that up in a big spot where the Eagles thought the same thing I was thinking, it's getting to that guy. So I think Andy's super special. But here's why I think it keeps going no matter what after he retires. Can we play the A.J. Brown sound? Because this fear is not because of Andy Reid. This fear is because of Patrick Mahomes. Here was A.J. Brown after the Super Bowl.
When we went up 27-21, I, you know, I, 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 I,
I knew deep down that it was probably a chance we were going to lose.
Because he got the field goal there instead of the touchdown.
Okay, so when we went up 27-21,
You can't stand that, huh?
Tough one.
What are we?
what?
He just
Go
being
ahead.
honest.
I like
We'll
it.
go- but that's because of Mahomes, is my point. So I think it'll keep going.
Greg,
Greg, you want to
I don't even-
You haven't heard that sound yet?
No! A.J. Brown.
Is he gonna have trouble
I
walking in
literally
that locker
held
room?
you up here. I just dropped you out my hands.
Oh, no!
I can't. No, you don't.
Is he gonna have trouble walking in that locker room?
No, he's
next
not
year?
going to have trouble walking in the locker room. But dude, really? Like, what? I don't care who we were playing. Like, number one, I'm on the field, and then whoever we got at quarterback, I believe in that. Aaron or Brett. Man, what? Are you?
He was right. I mean, he didn't call it.
It don't sound good. It doesn't sound good.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm with Nick. The diner, it doesn't end.
What?
The great quarterbacks, as much as respect as I have for Andy Reid, I mean, Peyton Manning had, 5 coaches? It didn't end. Tom Brady, it didn't end without Belichick. Obviously, he went to Tampa Bay. So Aaron Rodgers, McCarthy, Matt LaFleur, no.
We are planting the seeds of like who deserves more credit, Andy Reid or Belichick, or Patrick Mahomes. That's a great conversation to have.
Yeah, well, except they'll never. It won't end in ugly divorce. You know what I
Sure.
mean? They love each other.
Give it
Two
20 give it 20 years.
Keep
They
giving
do
them credit.
commercials together.
Yeah.
Good one.
A.J. Brown.
Funny.
Maybe we should have done a whole topic on the
should.
A.J.
We
Brown
should
thing.
bring
We
it back.
should, yeah. We should. I wish we had known
Greg
when
is
you
so
feel
upset.
this way.
Darkness retreat next.